Hi there and welcome again. We're still looking through Matthew's Gospel, and the text I'm having a look at today with you is for tomorrow, for Thursday. And it begins, it's a parable again. Jesus goes back to teaching parables, and once again it's about the kingdom. And we've already looked at the kingdom is like the pearl of great price, or the kingdom is like a treasure hidden in a field, or the kingdom is like a mustard seed. But this time Jesus says the kingdom could be compared to a king who gave a feast for his son's wedding. And when everything was prepared, he sent out the invitations, or renewed the invitations for those who had been invited to the wedding feast, the banquet. But they were busy. One went off to his farm, another went off to his business, and some others mistreated the messengers, and they were indifferent and they just didn't come. So the king said to the servants, "Look, open the doors and invite everybody in. Invite everybody in so that we can share this banquet, this wedding feast for my son." And what I want to look at here is it's the king who, in a parable, would be God, and invites. He first of all invites those who are on the inn, but they're indifferent. They didn't come. So then he invites everybody, and they come. And the banquet hall is filled. And I want to have a look at our situation today, because God is still inviting us to enter his heavenly kingdom, which is here and now. And we've looked at that a lot. And he still invites, but still is met with indifference. We are all so caught up in our many activities, some of which are important. Or are we just afraid of letting God get too close, or of our getting a little bit too involved in his plan, his dream, his reign? Well, might we lose a little bit of our freedom? Or maybe we would be lose some of our control. Anyhow, what I want to have a look at is the king who invites, God. And a way of getting a handle on God, I think, is to look at the one who was imbued with God's Spirit and who could say, "The Father and I are one," Jesus of Nazareth. And I want to look at a few of what things he says to get a better idea of who is this God that invites us. And one of the things that comes to mind immediately is, "I have come that you might have life and have it to the full." I have been sent that you might have life and have it to the full. Not just a little comfortable, insignificant life, but a full life is why Jesus has come into this world. And another phrase of his that I think is equally as powerful: "I have told you these things so that my joy might be in you, and your joy might be complete." This is the God Jesus reveals to us. This is the God who invites us. A God who is concerned that your and my joy might be complete. Or if we look at the Sermon on the Mount, where Jesus moves from the Sermon on Sinai, where God says to the people, "You will, you won't, you must not," Jesus says, "Happy are those who." Happy are you when? A totally different tone, different relationship. Or as he says in the Sermon on the Mount, love your enemies. Do good to those who hate you. Pray for those who persecute you. In other words, love and set free and heal not just yourself from the wounds you have, but also the other from his hatred or his jealousy or whatever it might be. But to heal both. It's a little bit like the Old Testament one, isn't it? Which was a reform. Eye for eye, tooth for tooth. And all you get is blind, toothless people walking around. Goes nowhere. But God invites us to something more. And the one I really want to look at is that fantastic experience of Jesus on the cross. What a man. After being abandoned by his mates, after being unjustly judged by jealous and hateful leaders of his people, having been condemned by a vacillating Roman procurator, and then having been scourged and nailed to the cross, left to die in agony, he's able to say, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." Just to take that in. A man in that situation is able to say, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." And so we have, so often through Jesus' life, the call, "Come follow me." And I want to say that today. Come follow him. And do what the popes have asked, to construct in our times and our society a civilization of love. So let's try and remember that. In the home, in the neighbourhood, at work, at play, construct this civilization of love so that the reign of God, the plan of God, the dream of God be a reality amongst us, and that we have the fullness of life and complete joy. God bless you. Go well and have a great week.